When we talk about the fall of Assad's regime in Syria, we hear about the capture of Damascus and Assad's escape to Russia. But behind the headlines are lesser-known events, stories of defections, cyber warfare, economic collapse, and grassroots resilience, that played a crucial role in bringing down one of the world's most resilient authoritarian regimes. Today, we're diving into 5 lesser-known but critical events that shaped the end of Assad's rule. Let's begin. 1. The silent defections within Assad's inner circle. In the months leading up to the fall of Damascus, a series of high-profile defections quietly took place within Assad's inner circle. These weren't just low-level officers, we're talking about generals, intelligence officials, and even close advisors who had been with Assad for years, even decades. Why did they defect? For some, it was the realization that the regime was unsalvageable. For others, it was fear of being held accountable in a post-Assad Syria. One particularly shocking defection was General Hassan al-Khatib, who not only fled but leaked key military plans to the rebel forces, accelerating their victory in Damascus. These defections caused paralysis in Assad's command structure, sowed distrust among loyalists, and ultimately weakened his military's ability to hold key territories. 2. The role of cyber activism in the uprising. In the digital age, wars are not fought only on the ground, they're fought online too. And in Syria, cyber activists became unsung heroes of the resistance. Rebel-aligned hackers managed to breach Syrian government servers, leaking critical information to opposition leaders and even foreign intelligence agencies. Messaging platforms like Telegram and Signal became lifelines for communication, allowing rebels to plan ambushes and troop movements without detection. One cyber activist group, known as the Syrian Digital Resistance, famously disrupted Assad's intelligence networks for weeks, rendering surveillance systems useless. This digital battlefield played a key role in coordinating rebel activities, spreading information, and exposing the cracks in Assad's security apparatus. 3. The rise of local governance structures in rebel-held areas. While chaos reigned in many war-torn regions, something remarkable happened in areas controlled by rebel forces. Local governance structures emerged. With no central authority, local councils took charge of managing food distribution, healthcare, education, and public safety. These councils weren't led by politicians, they were often run by teachers, doctors, and community leaders who stepped up when their communities needed them most. In some towns, these local councils were so effective that they provided better governance than Assad's regime had in years. This grassroots organization gave rebels a sense of stability and purpose, proving that they weren't just fighters, they were builders of a new Syria. 4. Economic warfare played a huge role. Long before Damascus fell, Syria's economy had already collapsed under the weight of international sanctions, corruption, and years of war. The Syrian pound lost nearly 90% of its value, leading to hyperinflation and severe shortages of basic goods like bread, fuel, and medicine. Business elites, who had once been Assad's most loyal backers, started to distance themselves from the regime as their wealth evaporated. Even in stronghold cities like Latakia and Tartus, protests erupted, not against rebels, but against the regime's economic failures. The economic collapse wasn't just a side effect of the war, it became a weapon of its own, eroding Assad's support base and pushing even loyalists to demand change. 5. Iran's limited intervention. For years, Iran had been one of Assad's most reliable allies, providing troops, money, and military equipment. But as Syria descended further into chaos, Iran faced its own set of domestic problems, economic sanctions, internal protests, and political instability. As a result, Iran significantly scaled back its involvement in Syria in the final months of Assad's rule. Instead of sending reinforcements, Iran shifted its focus to protecting key strategic assets in Syria, such as supply routes and military bases. This shift left Assad more dependent on Russia, which ultimately prioritized securing Assad's safe exit rather than prolonging a losing battle. So, while the capture of Damascus and Assad's escape to Russia are the headline-grabbing moments, these 5 lesser-known events tell a deeper story. From military defections and cyber warfare to economic collapse and grassroots resilience, every layer played a role in shaping Syria's path to this historic moment. But what happens next? Will the new leaders of Syria be able to unify the country, or will we see further divisions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into global events. Join our community today to enjoy other important information about world events. See you in the next video.